Death isn't scary. What's scary is willingly downloading an app where strangers judge your entire existence based on 3 selfies and whether your bio says, "I love noodles." That's modern dating. Cut to me a few weeks ago. I'm sitting on my couch, looking at my phone like it personally owes me child support. I wasn't even looking for love anymore. I was looking for evidence that humanity had accidentally survived this long. Because dating apps aren't dating apps. They're Pokemon battles with emotional damage. Swipe. Rejected. Swipe. Catfish. Swipe. Somebody's profile says they're fluent in sarcasm. Congratulations. So is every unemployed guy with a podcast. Then the algorithm decided to humble me. It started showing me people who looked like they moisturize with confidence. Meanwhile, my profile picture looked like it was taken during a hostage negotiation. And that's when I asked myself, who actually has it easier, men or women? Because both sides swear they're playing Dark Souls. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure we're all just trapped in the tutorial level. Let's talk about the cast. First, the average guy. Every dating profile is somehow identical. Holding a fish, standing next to a rented Lamborghini. One blurry group photo where nobody knows which one he is. Bro, are you hiding from the FBI? Or are you just allergic to taking pictures? Then his bio says, just ask. No, I won't. I'm already doing all the emotional labor by opening the app. Give me something. Anything. Tell me you accidentally ate drywall as a kid. At least that's personality. Then you've got the gym bros. Their entire identity is shoulders. Every picture looks like they're trying to intimidate gravity. They're shirtless in the bathroom. Shirtless on a mountain. Shirtless holding a puppy. Bro, put a shirt on before the puppy files an HR complaint. Then there are the crypto guys. Their bio somehow includes Bitcoin before their own blood type. I don't chase girls. I chase financial freedom. My brother in blockchain. You are currently sharing motivational quotes from a rented apartment. Calm down. Now let's meet the average woman's dating experience. Within 7 seconds of creating an account, her phone turns into Times Square. Messages, notifications, likes, super likes, rose emojis, fire emojis. Some random guy named Chad sending hey. Another sending hey. Another sending hey. Apparently the number of Ys determines emotional maturity. One dude immediately asks, what are you doing? Existing. She's existing. She literally created the account 34 seconds ago. Relax. Then another guy opens with, I eat girls like you for breakfast. Sir, that's not flirting. That's a criminal confession. Then comes the guy holding an energy drink and a microphone on his podcast. I think women are the problem with society. Brother, your room has RGB lights. Your mattress is on the floor. Let's not solve civilization today. Now here's where things get interesting. Guys complain, I only got 2 matches this month. Women complain, I got 300 matches but 298 of them need therapy. It's like comparing dehydration to drowning. One person can't find water. The other can't escape it. Neither situation sounds fun. Then I started interviewing my friends. One guy tells me, dating is impossible. I ask why. He says, I complimented her picture, and she didn't reply. Brother, you sent hey beautiful. Do you know how many times she's received that today? Probably enough to start charging royalties. Then my female friend says, I matched with this really nice guy. I said, oh nice. She goes, he immediately asked if I wanted to invest in crypto. There it is, the side quest. Every conversation somehow becomes Shark Tank. Another guy tells me, I don't understand women. That's because you asked her favorite movie, then spent 40 minutes explaining why she's objectively wrong. Congratulations. You turned Netflix into a TED Talk, and don't even get me started on first dates. The guy spends 45 minutes pretending he doesn't care who pays. Internally, he's doing Olympic-level mathematics. If I pay, maybe she'll like me. If I don't pay, Twitter's gonna hear about this. Meanwhile, she's wondering, is this guy normal? Which is honestly a fair question, because normal in 2026 means somebody who doesn't secretly own 3 anonymous Reddit accounts. Dating is basically job interviews where both applicants are lying. I love hiking. No you don't. You walked uphill once because Google Maps betrayed you. I love spontaneous adventures. You had anxiety because the restaurant changed your table. Sit down. Everyone relax. Then came the moment that completely broke my brain. I watched 2 people argue online about who has dating easier. Not discussing. Arguing. Like the winner gets a trophy. Congratulations. You have successfully won. Emotional suffering. Please collect your complimentary trust issues at the exit. Then I started paying attention to real couples. Big mistake. Because every couple has that one origin story that's somehow both adorable and completely illegal. Oh, we met at a coffee shop. No you didn't. You stalked each other's Instagram for 6 months. Accidentally liked a picture from 2018. Had a heart attack. Unliked it. Then spent 3 hours Googling whether Instagram sends notifications. Modern romance is basically digital espionage. And social media? Social media has turned dating into a full-time intelligence agency. Before anyone agrees to dinner, they're checking your Instagram, your TikTok, your LinkedIn, your Spotify playlists, your old tweets, your tagged photos, your cousin's wedding album from 2017. They're conducting a background investigation so thorough, the FBI is like, yo, can we borrow her notes? People don't even ask questions anymore. They already know the answers. So, you like sushi? How do you know that? Oh, just a feeling. No. You found the picture from 3 summers ago, where I'm holding a California roll, like I discovered fire. Psychopath. Then there are green flags. Everyone says they want green flags. Communication, honesty, emotional intelligence, respect. Sounds amazing, until someone actually communicates. Hey, I don't think we're compatible. Suddenly, everyone's acting like they got hit by an emotional airstrike, because apparently, we don't want honesty. We want honesty, wrapped in bubble wrap, delivered by therapy-certified carrier pigeons. Then there are the red flags. People treat red flags like Pokemon cards now. OMG, he double-texted. Red flag. He drinks pineapple juice. Red flag. He breathes too confidently. Red flag. At this point, blinking is a personality disorder. One girl online said a guy having an Android was a red flag. An Android. Imagine losing the love of your life, because the text bubble was green. Romeo and Juliet would have survived if Verona had iMessage. Then you've got the guys making alpha male content. Never text her first. Okay, so who's texting first? The ghost of Abraham Lincoln? Everybody's playing psychological chess. Nobody's actually dating. It's two people sitting there, waiting for the other person to lose the ego minigame. Meanwhile, the algorithm is just eating popcorn. Dating apps are the only casinos where everybody leaves thinking they got scammed. You know what's even crazier? The advice. Men get advice like, bro, improve yourself, hit the gym, start a business, read books, become mysterious, wake up at 4 a.m., meditate, learn Portuguese, fight a bear, build character. At this point, you're not looking for a girlfriend. You're preparing to become Batman. Women get advice like, know your worth, which is good advice. Until the comments start arguing over what worth even means. Suddenly everyone's an economist. Love has become Wall Street. People are talking about market value, dating value, high-value men, high-value women. Bro, are we falling in love or trading cryptocurrency? Imagine introducing your wife. This is Sarah. Bought her during the emotional bull market. Touch grass. Then speed dating entered my brain. Have you ever seen speed dating? That's not romance. That's customer support with eye contact. You have 5 minutes to convince a stranger you're not insane. 5 minutes. I can't even remember my own email password in 5 minutes. Now imagine trying to summarize your entire personality before the timer goes off. So, tell me about yourself. I like pizza. I have childhood trauma. I recycle. Sometimes I wave back at people who weren't waving at me. Next. Congratulations. You've been eliminated. Please enjoy your complimentary emotional damage. Then you've got long-distance relationships. Respect to those people. Seriously. Because I can't even keep a houseplant alive. You're maintaining romance across different time zones. That's impressive. But every long-distance argument eventually becomes, you've changed. No, the Wi-Fi changed. Calm down. Then there's the classic, we need to talk. Those 4 words could lower the global stock market. You could be having the best day of your life. Won the lottery. Got promoted. Found $20 in an old jacket. Then your phone lights up. We need to talk. Everything stops. Your ancestors start sweating. Your soul exits your body and starts filling out unemployment paperwork. The brain melt. At this point, reality paused. I wasn't even watching dating anymore. I was watching humanity perform emotional parkour, and my brain completely left the chat. Imagine if dating worked like video games. Every person walks around with visible stats. Trust, 82. Communication, 64. Jealousy, max level. Cooking skill, loading commitment issues, legendary. No surprises, no mixed signals. No spending 6 months finding out someone thinks cereal is a soup. Or imagine relationship patch notes. Version 4.7 is now live. Fixed bug where, I'm fine, actually meant the opposite. Reduced ghosting by 12%. Improved apology animations. Removed toxic exes from ranked matchmaking. Thank you for your patience. I'd download that update immediately. Or imagine dating with customer reviews. Of great listener, pays for dinner, occasionally forgets birthdays but compensates with snacks. Then, told me he was 6 feet tall. He was 6 feet tall, if you stacked 3 of him together. Or picture this, a lie detector attached to every first date. So what are you looking for? A serious relationship. Beep. I'm just seeing what's out there. There it is. Now we're getting somewhere. Honestly, half of dating problems would disappear if humans came with loading screens. Please wait. This person is still processing childhood issues. Fair enough. I'll come back after lunch. Sometimes I imagine Cupid today. Poor guy. Back in ancient times. 1 arrow. Done. Now he's got spreadsheets, algorithms, dating apps, compatibility quizzes, location services, premium subscriptions. Even Cupid's like, you know what? Y'all got this. I'm taking PTO. And don't even get me started on situationships. That's not a relationship. That's downloadable content. You're not together. You're not single. You're just buffering. It's Schrodinger's relationship. Open the text messages. Maybe you're dating. Maybe you're just sharing memes. Nobody knows. Not even the 2 people involved. Imagine explaining situationships to your grandparents. So, are you boyfriend and girlfriend? Kind of? What does that mean? I honestly don't know. Grandpa would unplug the Wi-Fi himself. Because somewhere along the way, dating stopped being simple. We turned feelings into software updates, conversations into strategy games, and rejection into downloadable trauma. The human race really looked at love, and somehow added subscriptions. Continue with the escape, and the outro in the next part. Continue the escape. Then, I witnessed the greatest dating argument I've ever seen. Not in real life, in the comments section, which is basically the WWE of bad opinions. It started simple. One guy commented, dating is harder for men. Immediately, a woman replied, no, it's harder for women. Then another guy jumped in, no, women literally have unlimited options. Another woman replied, yeah, unlimited bad options. Then somebody else entered like an NPC that wasn't even part of the mission. What about penguins? Penguins? How did we get here? We started with dating. Now we're discussing birds that mate for life. The internet is one giant family dinner, where everyone has Wi-Fi, and nobody has supervision. Within 5 minutes, people were writing essays, citing statistics, hosting podcasts, linking studies, using words like evolutionary psychology. Bro, you're arguing with someone whose profile picture is an anime frog wearing sunglasses. Relax. Then came my favorite comment. If women lived 1 week as men, they'd cry. Immediately underneath, if men lived 1 week as women, they'd cry. At that point I realized, everybody's crying. We're just scheduling it differently. Then I imagined what would happen if we actually swapped lives. Every guy wakes up with 700 unread messages. The first reaction? Ego boost. 10 minutes later, oh. One message says, hey. Another says, hey beautiful. Another says, I saw you across the parking lot. Excuse me? How long were you in the parking lot? Were you charging like a Tesla? Then women wake up as men. They make a dating profile. Upload 5 carefully chosen pictures. Write a funny bio. Hit publish. Nothing. 24 hours later, still nothing. The app sends a notification. Someone viewed your profile. Who? The algorithm. Even the app felt bad. Everybody would spend exactly 1 day on the other side before saying, okay, I kinda get it now. Not completely. Just enough to stop acting like the other side is playing life on easy mode. Because here's the thing nobody wants to admit. Dating isn't one game. It's 2 completely different escape rooms. Men are trying to get in. Women are trying to figure out who shouldn't get in. One side struggles with scarcity. The other struggles with filtering. One person is yelling, please notice me. The other is yelling, please stop noticing me. Neither one sounds particularly relaxing. It's like arguing whether it's worse to be stranded in the desert or drowning in the ocean. Both are terrible. Just different flavors of terrible. And that's when the funniest thing happened. I closed the app, walked outside, touched actual grass, and immediately saw 2 old people holding hands while arguing over whose turn it was to buy bread. No filters. No algorithms. No, what's your attachment style? Just 2 people who've probably been annoying each other for 40 years, and somehow decided to keep doing it. Honestly, that might be the most romantic thing I've ever seen. Because love isn't finding someone perfect. It's finding someone whose weird matches your weird. And whose existence doesn't make you want to fake your own disappearance every Tuesday. Is dating easier for men or women? Wrong question. The better question is, why did we turn meeting another human being into a psychological battle royale sponsored by anxiety? We've got dating coaches, relationship podcasts, compatibility tests, green flags, red flags, beige flags. At this rate, we're going to invent ultraviolet flags that only emotionally unavailable people can see. The truth is, dating is like assembling IKEA furniture without the instructions. Everyone pretends they know what they're doing. Half the screws are missing. Someone's definitely crying. And somehow, if you're lucky, you end up with something that mostly stands. Or at least doesn't collapse immediately. So maybe the moral of the story is this. Life isn't unfair because dating is harder for men. Or because dating is harder for women. Life is unfair because human beings looked at one of the most natural things on earth and somehow managed to add algorithms, subscription plans, ghosting, mixed signals, screenshots, and emotional buffering. We've industrialized confusion. And honestly, that's kind of impressive. So if you're single, good luck. If you're dating, good luck. If you're happily married, teach the rest of us your sorcery. And if you're currently arguing in a comment section about who has it worse, congratulations. You're proving the entire point of this video. Now do yourself, and the algorithm, a favor. Hit subscribe. Because unlike your last situationship, I promise I'll actually show up next week. And remember, trust people about as much as you'd trust a public Wi-Fi network named, definitely not a scam. See you in the next one.